Okay, here is an update video of the tank, where we're at so far. Just real quick, I got probably, I don't know, I guess about 80 pounds or so of rock in there. It's mostly big pieces, only a couple, two pieces, this piece here and this little piece here that's about the size of your fist, maybe a little bit bigger than your fist. The rest of them are all fairly large pieces, so there's no tumble. I got a couple fish in there. The tank's been running for about a month now. So I've got a couple clownfish, a yellow tang. There's a couple firefish in here, but they're I guess they're camera shy. Picked up this bicolored frog spawn that looks really nice, pink and green. And this toadstool, for whatever reason, has just, all the tentacles have just started to come back in. I got the 2 tons pumps on the back wall. They're running on a wave maker. It's doing really well. And I went out of town and had to use this JBJ auto top-off system with that aqua lifter pump. And in this container I have about, I don't know, probably about 10 or 12 gallons of RO water that gets pumped into my sump. And everything is running right now. It looks kind of messy because I haven't secured everything. I wanted to make sure everything's going to be running right. But everything's running off the reef keeper light system. Everything except for the auto top off. But I know it looks kind of messy, but I'm going to square it all away now that I know everything's working right. But it times my lights for the top. It times the sump light. It runs everything on a standby mode for feeding. It runs the wave maker for the 2 tons pumps. It runs the skimmer and the return pump. I'm real happy with it. It was very, very easy to set up, and it seems to be working really well. Under here, you have to excuse me, there's not much light right now, but the reef octopus skimmer is really kicking butt. It's doing really well. And I have just your regular Home Depot light fixture plugged in with a I think it's a 60-watt plant bulb. And in my sump there is probably another 10 or 15 pounds of live rock and a bunch, I know you can't see it because of the darkness, but there's a bunch of Kato in here growing. It's growing really well with the light. And then going back in here, this blue tube that you see hanging off the return, that runs off of coming in from the JBJ system, the auto top-off system, and it keeps everything at a steady constant. I went out of town for a week. I had to buy it because I was going out of town for a week, and I hooked it up. There's one of the firefish. And I hooked it up and basically just kind of crossed my fingers and hoped everything was going to be fine when I got back, and it was. So I'm real happy with the way things are rolling. Again, these are, you can't really tell, 4 T5s. The tank temperature stays around 80 degrees. I don't have any fans set up. I don't have any chiller. It stays around 80 degrees. The heater is run by the reef keeper light system, and it comes on and goes off, dictated by that. So it's not running off of the thermostat in the heater, because I've heard that's a pretty those things fail a lot, what I read online. But anyway, that's where we're at right now. I went through a really bad spell of hair algae and a little bit of red slime. So I got with reefcleaners.org, I think his name is John, and he sent me, or hooked me up with a cleanup crew package that's in there now. And believe it or not, I used something called ChemiClean. It was recommended by a local fish store. And the ChemiClean kind of knocked it down, and then the cleanup crew really polished the rock. I don't know if you can tell, but there is absolutely no hair algae, no red algae or anything on any of the rocks. Everything looks really good. The water parameters are perfect. So the corals are opening up nicely. I know this doesn't look like it has much flow on it. I was told to put it in a low flow area up at first so we can get it acclimated really well. But it's really cool with that pink and green. But anyway, that's it. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, let me have them.